Caleb Russell has been unstoppable so far this season, winning all 4 rounds. Can he make it 5 in a row here at the Camp Coker Bullet? Or will someone new step up to the top spot? Grand National Cross Country on MAVTV starts right now.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
This is round number 5, the Camp Coker Bullet GNCC here at Maury Sportsman Preserve in Society Hill, South Carolina. Hi there, folks. I'm Mikey Waynes, and I'll be taking you through today's racing action. First things first, let's take a look back at round number 4, the Bulldog, down in Georgia, with our specialized race recap. Well, early on, you can see on screen the number 1 defending champ, KTM of Caleb Russell, with the hole shot, but Lane Michael, the number 523 Am-Pro Yamaha, was all over Caleb throughout pretty much the first half of this race. A stellar day for him early on as they head into the Monster Mile, and you can see those 2 riders right there. Nobody in the rear view except this guy, the 212 of Ricky Russell, who had an outstanding day until, unfortunately, a wreck took him out for the rest of the race. We still have not seen Ricky Russell back at the GNCC, so hope he is getting a recovery here and able to come back out in battle. So there is Ricky Russell right there in the number 2 spot. In fact, the wreck was him and Caleb getting into some bar-banging action, competing for that first-place spot when Ricky Russell went down. And there is the 114 of Josh Strang, who eventually moved up into that number 2 spot. And Caleb Russell had his work cut out for him. It did not make it easy on this guy, even battling with Strang toward the end. But when it was all said and done, Caleb Russell able to cross the finish line first and capture his 4th win in just 4 rounds of racing. And how about that? Craig DeLong finishing first in the XC2 and 3rd in the overall.
Yeah, there on the last lap, I felt fine all the way up until the last lap, then I kind of bonked a little bit. I had some, forgot my Camelback at home, rookie move, and you know, this whole virus thing, I usually have everything packed in the camper and ready to go and double checked, and I usually have 2 setups, but for some reason I took them both out and they're in a box, and I completely forgot to put that stuff back in, so that was my fault. But we had a plan to have drink bottles every lap, and we had a little issue where my straw was falling out of the drink bottles, and before I was even getting any water, so I was getting dehydrated, and like I said, I bonked hard there, and he picked it up and he was riding good, so it was and to even hold Josh off on the end, it was all I had, so tough day.
Well, can Caleb Russell keep the win streak alive today? Giving you an idea of what to expect out of today's race. A 3-hour race on a 12.5-mile course. Features 3 pro classes, the XC1 Pro Class, the 250 Pro-Am, and the 125 FMF XC3 class. And to the starting line we go for row number 1. Take a look at that shot, courtesy of Yamaha Racing on the Skycam. Hole shot award up for grabs, courtesy of All Balls. And how about this, looking very reminiscent of last round? Caleb Russell out in front, the 523 Am-Pro Yamaha of Lane Michael in the number 2 spot. Great start for Jordan Ashburn in 3rd, and his teammate Josh Strang looked to be in 4th place right there behind him. Into the woods we go, and looks like that same order so far. Yes, there is Ashburn in 3rd, Josh Strang in the number 4 spot, and great start for Josh Toth in this one. And how about that? Do not adjust your screens. You are correct. That was Cody Webb out here racing aboard the Factory One Sherco machine. It is Cody Webb's first GNCC since 2011. Should be interesting to see how the Extreme Enduro rider holds up over the 3-hour race today. Back down to the start. Hole shot award up for grabs, courtesy of Hot Cams, and it is Thorne Devlin snagging it out of the XC2 250 Pro class. And boy, he's rolling. Trips up a little bit right there, able to maintain And how about it? Already a lead change. Cody Barnes out in front. Thor Devlin, boy, looks like he's fallen back quite a bit here. And where is Craig DeLong? There he is, Craig DeLong on screen. So not a great start for Craig DeLong, who is coming off a win in the class and a third overall. Going to have his work cut out for him today. Back down to the Yamaha Skycam for the FMF XC3 125 class, and it is the number 100 of Jason Raines pulling the whole shot. The old wily veteran still got it. Shows these guys a little something different every week. And getting a little competition right there early on. And Raines able to pull away just a tad and heads into the woods out in front. Good stuff. The 651 Nathan Federer staying right there with him, though. Nathan looking for some redemption, coming off an 11th place finish last round. Gonna be a good one. GNCC continues on MAVTV after this.
Coverage of the 2020 Grand National Cross Country Series on MAVTV is brought to you in part by Specialized Turbo E-Bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by Yamaha. Revs your heart.
Welcome back to GNCC Racing here on MAVTV. Caleb Russell, as you saw right there, still out in front, trying to make it 5 in a row to start the year. But how about it? The 523 Elaine Michael continuing to have some great starts here in 2020. He's in the number 2 spot. And, of course, the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki teammates of Ashburn and Strang battling for that number 3 position now. And in through the pines of South Carolina we go. Looks like Strang has now worked his way around Ashburn into that number 3 spot. So things starting to take shape, and Andrew DeLong there still in the number 7 spot, but looks like he's making up a little bit of ground, trying to catch up with these front runners. Caleb Russell coursing his way through. Different line choice there for Strang, but still looks like he's going to be in that number 3 spot. And how about Lane Michael all over the rear wheel of Caleb Russell as they move through that section? Not the case right here, as Caleb Russell now has put some big distances. He looks over his shoulder and says, "Where are you guys at? Come on, let's go." And there is Michael and Strang battling for second. And as the dust begins to settle, there is Jordan Ashburn, and behind him, Josh Toth and Grant Baylor. So the 314 Factory One Shirka of Grant Baylor trying to track down the rest of this pack here, as Caleb Russell moving through right here and making up a little bit of time right there. Lane Michael in that second place spot. Strang gets a little squirrely, able to keep it on 2 wheels and keep hustling after him. There is teammate Jordan Ashburn behind him, and Josh Toth behind Ashburn, as Grant Baylor, the 314 machine, trying to catch back up with these guys and close the gap. Caleb Russell making quick work of this section right here. Strang into the number 2 spot now, has overtaken Lane Michael, who is in the number 3 spot. And we'll see how this one plays out. So a little change up there for the number 2 position. Ooh, Caleb getting a little squirrely right there, coming off the foot peg a bit. Let's see how these guys handle it. And Strang is having trouble. Lane Michael gets around him into the number 2 spot. So another change there, and Strang still struggling, able to get right out in front of Jordan Ashburn, his teammate right there. But boy, they are absolutely wheel to wheel as they head back out. So costly mistake for Strang, at least for the moment, who falls into the number 3 spot, maybe down to 4th. No, scratch that. He's back up into the number 2 spot. So short-lived was the lead there for Lane Michael, who falls into the number 3 position. And Toth moving up into 4th now, moves ahead of Jordan Ashburn. So Strang into the number 2 spot. It is Michael in 3rd and Josh Toth in the number 4 spot right there. As we head into some more open section, this right here going to give them a little opportunity, snag some water, rehydrate. Something very, very important in the realm of GNCC. A 3-hour race, hydration, such a key factor. If you saw the post-race interview last round with Caleb Russell, he talked about that. He had forgotten his Camelback, and it made for a very difficult race. Still able to grab the win, but certainly not making it easy on himself. Can Caleb Russell make it 5 in a row to start the 2020 season? Grand National Cross Country continues after this. Look at that view. I got to say, we go to some beautiful places throughout the GNC season, but boy, Camp Coker has got to be a fan favorite. And back on screen with the racing action. And how about this? A lead change. Josh Strang now out in front. Caleb Russell behind him in the number 2 spot, but not far behind. We got ourselves a race here. Battle up front. Josh Strang out in front. Caleb Russell falls into the number 2 spot. And how about this? Strang on screen. Whoa! Gets a little close to the tree right there. And camera's got to pan back, and we wait. Where is Caleb Russell? There he is. Popping into the woods. Gets around a lapper. And I got to say, I thought we would see a little more sense of urgency out of Caleb Russell at this point right now, but not so much the case right there. Strang moving through. And boy, what a lead for him. Keep in mind, Josh Strang has not taken an overall in 4 years of racing. Has obviously, with that said, not taken a win aboard the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki as well. So if you're Fred Andrews and company, you got to be excited about where your rider is at right now. And there he is, Caleb Russell, finally making his way through. And boy, kind of looks down at the machine, not really pushing hard. Maybe his thought right now is, I just got to hang on to this second place, salvage the points in this one, and move on to the next race. As Strang moves through and gets past a couple lappers right there. And as we peer through the woods, is that Caleb? No. Still not Caleb. Still got some of our B and A riders right there. But there's Caleb Russell. Now you can see, looks like he's starting to move with a little more sense of urgency than he had earlier. And that rider right there turns his head and says, oh, that's Caleb Russell. I should probably move. Josh Strang still out in front of this one, riding like a man who knows, boy, I've not had a win in 4 years. This could be awesome. I got to ride smart, and I got to finish. But this guy right here, Caleb Russell, going to throw his name back in the hat before it's all said and done here, working through the pines here in South Carolina. And this is one of those things we talked about, the hydration, obviously a huge thing in a 3-hour GNCC, as well as the lap traffic. Keep in mind, these pro riders, they're not out there with just their class. You've got A riders, you've got B riders out there. And as the 3 hours wears on, you come in contact with some of those guys. So working away around that lap traffic is just another added element to a GNCC. As if enduring 3 hours of racing isn't enough, you've got all these other factors, not to mention pit strategy and everything else. It certainly takes a team for one rider to go out there and succeed. Josh Strang still out in front, making quick work through the pines right here. And now we're seeing that sense of urgency out of Caleb Russell, still in the number 2 spot, but charging, trying to catch up to the 114 of Josh Strang, who is trying to capture his first win in 4 years. How about it? So as Caleb Russell moves through this section right here, quick work for him. And boy, look at the speed Josh Strang uses through the woods as the camera pans back through the pines. And there he is, Caleb Russell, certainly making up some time now. Got a lot of speed moving through there as well. And he knows he's running out of racetrack if he's going to catch up to the pace of Josh Strang. Strang makes quick work right there. In and out, no problem. And Caleb Russell looks like one lapper in between the two riders. Can he get around him? Not quite yet, as he moves back into the woods aboard the number 1 KTM. Josh Strang on screen, lapper in front of him. How far back is Caleb Russell? Still about that same time difference between these guys. So Strang not really gaining anything, but Caleb not really letting go of the lead that Strang has. Can he make up for it right here? Strang makes quick work to this section. And again, we keep talking about it, the lappers, that lap traffic you've got to work around in some of these tighter sections can be a major, major burden, certainly something that can make or break your race day. And Strang keeping that head down, focused, wants that win. A little wider on the left side of that tree this time around. Says, I made it a little close last time. Put some space in between me and that tree this time. Caleb Russell moving through right there. Strang still out in front through the checkpoint. And boy, no lappers now. It is Caleb Russell in second, Strang out in front, and the race is on. Strang, well, maybe he's pulling away a little bit right here, certainly in control of this one as Caleb Russell re-enters the screen. One lapper for him to get around right there, and he makes quick work of that guy. We're off and rolling. Strang out in front, looking for his first win. How about it? Caleb Russell catching right back up with him now, right in the dust of Josh Strang. Boy, can he hang on there. Strang gets a pit board. Caleb Russell right behind him in the number 2 spot. This one is absolutely heating up as Strang puts a little bit of distance between him and Caleb Russell right there in the open section. Caleb Russell, playing it smart, says, I don't really want to play in your dust, and catch up with you in a minute. Can Strang hang on and capture his first win in 4 years? GNCC continues after this.
Coverage of the 2020 Grand National Cross Country Series on MAVTV is brought to you in part by Specialized Turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready. And by Yamaha. Revs your heart.
Well, Josh Strang and Caleb Russell battle absolutely heating up big time here toward the end. Both have had to battle with lap traffic throughout the last half of this race. But right now, Strang just refusing to let go of this lead. Both of them seem to be in what we call blackout mode right now. The instincts and pure willpower starting to take over and carry these riders into the finish. How about a Caleb Russell right in there, moving through the pines here in South Carolina. And there, Josh Strang jumps out in front. And you're probably wondering, where is Caleb Russell? Well, Caleb Russell took a nasty spill, ended up with the motorcycle on top of him. We understand he's back up and rolling, but not going to be able to compete with Strang at the end of this one. I don't think Strang, toward the end of this race, was going to be denied as he makes his way through the last few turns here, looking over his shoulder and thinking to himself, it's been 4 long years that I have waited for this. If you're Fred Andrews, if you're the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Team Green Kawasaki team, congratulations, Josh Strang snagging the win here at the Camp Coker Bullet GNCC.
Honestly, I think the Georgia race, the track conditions were the best so far. The first Georgia race. Today, the track was just beat up, man. It was there was soft holes. The bumps got really big, but then it got kind of dry and hard pack and square edge in some spots too. So you had to be on your toes. And I wouldn't say this was the most fun one, but the win makes it fun and a whole lot sweeter. But I did have a good time. The last lap and a half, where you really had to dig down deep and push, is when it gets not so fun. Your stomach starts hurting, you start making little mistakes, your elbows drop, and I think your whole body language is just down because you're worn out. I think everyone does that, but man, I'm stoked.
Well, congratulations to the Babbitt's Online Monster Energy Kawasaki team and Josh Strang on that win today. And you see Caleb Russell on screen there. You can see the plastics are hanging off the side of the motorcycle, and right now Caleb Russell just trying to get to the finish line and finish this one. What a tough break for him. Had a great battle going there with Josh Strang, but Caleb Russell gonna have to settle for second place here today. And, boy, you talk about greatness, and if a bad day for you as a rider is a second-place finish, it's pretty daggone impressive for Caleb Russell. So there you go, the top 10 from today. Strang finishing first for his first win in about 4 years. Caleb Russell second place. And how about the ride out of the 314 Factory One Sherco machine of Grant Baylor? And noted too, Cody Webb finishing 9th today on the Factory One Sherco machine. As we look at Grant Baylor checking into the finish line right here, and we actually had a chance to catch up with the Factory One Sherco rider after the race.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy with how the day turned out. Had a bit of a slow start there, but kicked in gear, I believe, on lap 3, and started clicking away time on those guys. And yeah, I don't know, I might have been back in about 7th place there mid-race. So I put my head down and definitely charged back up there at the end. But yeah, I passed Josh there with right about a lap to go, and then yeah, just rode it in for 3rd, and really happy to be up on the box.
Now we take a look now at our specialized race recap. And boy, was it almost an absolute mirror image of last round, with Caleb Russell taking the early lead, followed closely by Lane Michael in 2nd. And how about that, as our riders head off into the woods? It was that same order throughout much of the first half in this one, with Caleb out in front and Lane Michael following closely behind in the number 2 spot. But finally, Strang was able to get around and move into the 2nd place spot. Well, that was until this moment right here, where Strang gets hung up. Lane Michael capitalizes and works his way back into the number 2 spot. And as Strang finally gets off and rolling right there, that is teammate Jordan Ashburn right next to him, almost making that pass for the 3rd place position. But Strang able to hang on, and in fact moved right back up into the number 2 spot very quickly. Great race out of Josh Toth today. There is Strang on screen, your new leader in this one, as he overtook Caleb Russell for that number 1 spot. And that was pretty much the battle throughout the rest of the day. These two going back and forth several times, but Strang absolutely refusing to be denied and ends up taking the win before it was all said and done. But boy, Caleb Russell hard on the throttle right there, and tough break for Caleb Russell, who ended up taking a nasty spill, able to get back on the machine and back out racing, but definitely not the day that Caleb Russell expected to have. But boy, a huge congratulations to the Babbitt's Online Team Green Monster Energy Kawasaki team and Josh Strang for capturing his first win in 4 years. Well, that's going to do it for GNCC. I'm Mikey Waynes. We'll see you at the races.